Diane had always been a creature of habit. At 28, her life was neatly ordered, a steady job at an insurance firm, an apartment that she kept meticulously clean, and a stable, if predictable, relationship with her boyfriend, Ethan. They had been together for 3 years, building a partnership rooted in comfort and reliability. Ethan was kind, dependable, and deeply in love with her. But Diane, though she cared for him, often felt as though something was missing, something she couldn't quite articulate. Ethan wasn't the problem. Diane knew that. He treated her well, supported her, and was always there when she needed him. But over time, the spark of their relationship had dimmed, replaced by routine dinners, quiet evenings on the couch, and conversations about work schedules and grocery lists. Diane found herself scrolling through her phone at night, looking at pictures of friends traveling, partying, or starting new relationships, and feeling a pang of jealousy she couldn't shake. Life felt stagnant. Ethan, content with their simple life, didn't seem to notice her growing dissatisfaction. Then came the gym. Diane had joined 6 months earlier, determined to shake up her routine and focus on her fitness. At first, it was just a way to fill her evenings and feel productive. But it became something more when she met Ryan. Ryan was one of the trainers at the gym, a confident, outgoing man in his early 30s. He had an easy smile, a quick wit, and a way of making everyone around him feel interesting and important. Diane couldn't help but notice him. He was strikingly attractive, with a muscular frame and a playful energy that made people gravitate toward him. He wasn't like Ethan, who was quiet and introspective. Ryan was electric, the center of every room he entered. Their interactions started innocently enough. He would correct her form during workouts, offer her encouragement, and occasionally strike up casual conversation. But as the weeks went by, Diane began to linger after her sessions, chatting with Ryan more and more. He made her laugh in a way she hadn't in years, and she found herself looking forward to seeing him. Ryan, for his part, seemed to enjoy her company. He complimented her on her progress, joked about the other gym-goers, and occasionally touched her arm or shoulder in a way that felt both casual and charged. Diane knew it was just his personality. Ryan flirted with everyone. But still, she couldn't ignore the way her heart raced when he smiled at her or the way her mood lifted after their conversations. At first, Diane rationalized her feelings. It was harmless, she told herself. Everyone had crushes now and then, it didn't mean anything. But as the weeks turned into months, her thoughts about Ryan became more intrusive. She started dressing more carefully for the gym, choosing outfits that flattered her figure and spending extra time on her hair. She even began scheduling her workouts for times when she knew Ryan would be there. Each interaction with him felt like a little escape from her ordinary life, a taste of the excitement she craved. Ethan remained oblivious. He trusted Diane completely and had no reason to suspect anything. If he noticed her growing detachment or the way she seemed more preoccupied, he didn't say anything. Diane, for her part, felt a growing sense of guilt. Ethan didn't deserve this. He was a good man, and she knew how much he loved her. But instead of addressing her feelings or being honest with him, she buried her guilt and let her infatuation with Ryan deepen. The turning point came one evening after a particularly grueling workout. Diane had stayed late, chatting with Ryan while the gym emptied out. He had complimented her on her dedication, teasingly calling her his star student, and the warmth in his voice had made her stomach flutter. As they talked, the conversation drifted to more personal topics: her job, his aspirations, their mutual frustrations with life. Diane opened up in a way she hadn't in a long time, and Ryan listened, his eyes locked on hers. When it was time to leave, Ryan walked her to her car. The parking lot was dimly lit and almost deserted. Diane hesitated before getting into the driver's seat, and Ryan, standing close enough for her to feel his body heat, didn't move away. The tension between them was palpable. Diane knew she should step back, get in the car, and drive home to Ethan. But she didn't. Instead, she leaned in. The kiss was brief, almost hesitant, but it sent a jolt through Diane's entire body. When it ended, Ryan looked at her with a mixture of surprise and amusement. I didn't think you'd actually do that, he said, half laughing. Diane flushed, her mind racing with a mixture of exhilaration and shame. She mumbled something about needing to go and quickly drove off, her heart pounding the whole way home. That night, Diane lay awake, replaying the kiss over and over in her mind. She knew it was wrong, knew she had betrayed Ethan in a way he didn't deserve. But part of her didn't care. The kiss had made her feel alive in a way she hadn't in years, and she wasn't ready to give that up. Over the next few weeks, Diane and Ryan's relationship escalated. It started with more stolen kisses in the gym parking lot, then secret meetups at his apartment. Diane lied to Ethan about working late or meeting friends, weaving an intricate web of deceit to cover her tracks. Every time she saw Ryan, the guilt gnawed at her, but the thrill of being with him was intoxicating. She felt desired, seen, and alive in a way she hadn't in years. Ryan, for his part, seemed to enjoy the attention but never talked about their relationship in serious terms. Diane didn't care, she was too caught up in the moment to think about where it was all leading. Inevitably, the affair began to take its toll. Diane became increasingly distant from Ethan, snapping at him over trivial things and avoiding his touch. Ethan, confused and hurt, tried to reach out, asking if something was wrong. Diane brushed him off, insisting she was just stressed from work. But her lies couldn't hold forever. One evening, Ethan found a text on her phone, a message from Ryan that left no room for misinterpretation. The confrontation was explosive. Ethan was devastated, his trust in Diane shattered. He demanded to know why she had done it, what he had done wrong. Diane had no answers. She couldn't explain why she had thrown away a stable, loving relationship for a fleeting affair. All she could do was apologize, but her words felt hollow even to her own ears. Ethan moved out the next day. Diane, left alone in their apartment, was consumed by guilt and regret. Her relationship with Ryan fizzled out shortly after. He had never been interested in anything serious, and the weight of the affair was too much for either of them to bear. Diane was left with nothing but the knowledge that she had destroyed her relationship and hurt someone who had truly loved her, all for a brief taste of excitement that had quickly soured. In the end, Diane had no one to blame but herself. She had chased a fantasy, only to realize too late that it had cost her everything. And now, alone in her apartment, she was left to face the emptiness she had tried so hard to escape.